This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
When you started to answer that question, Arn, you mentioned that you didn't know that when he was in high school, that's all he was kind of thinking about. Walk us through the moment when he finally says, "Dad, can I talk to you?" He sits you down, tells you, "This is what I want to do." What's your immediate reaction? And when do you have that conversation that says, "Oh, by the way, I want to talk to you as a father that loves you and tells you this isn't just any other guy getting in in the business here," and the Anderson name and all that?
Well, our first conversation was there was never a time when he was growing up until about the 10th grade. And he started wrestling amateur at high school in the 9th grade, obviously. And I saw that he enjoyed that. And if you enjoy high school wrestling, there's something wrong with you. Because, buddy, they starve you to death. And then you get in that hot field house and they wrestle you to death. And you go home and you can't eat because you're dropping weight. Amateur wrestling is hard, buddy. It's very difficult. He must have been about in the 10th grade and we were sitting there watching TV or something. And I think we might have been watching a wrestling show or maybe we weren't. And he just brought up a question. "Hey, I either read this or I saw this or I heard about this. What do you think, Dad?" And I went, but it was a wrestling related question. Right. First one ever. And out of nowhere, we were probably watching baseball or football or whatever season it was. You know, we're a sports family here and we love sports. So, but it just came out of the blue. And I said, "What makes you ask?" And he said, "Well, I've been reading everything I can or watching everything I can. And, I'd like to give it a try." "Oh, yeah?" Well, I've never discouraged him or his brother or encouraged them one way or the other because it is very difficult business. And I said, "Okay. So you would like to give it a try?" He said, "I would." I said, "Okay. So I tell you what, you finish high school and then you get a college degree. And when you graduate college, I'll help you every way I can if you're still inclined." He said, "That's a deal," because I knew if he graduated high school, and a lot of guys start that young, believe it or not, Paul, they start younger and younger. I knew if he stepped in a ring, he would never go finish college. So I waited till he got his degree from ECU and we started training probably a month after that. And he had about a year. And before I brought him around, they gave him a look and signed him to a developmental deal. And that's where we are now. We're just bringing him along slow and letting him learn at his own pace.
And he's at the Nightmare Factory there. That's where he trains.
He's in and out of there. He goes to, if you remember Lodi, from WCW, he has a wrestling school.
Okay.
He bounces between the Nightmare Academy to Lodi's school, and he pops in there. It's about 15 minutes from the house, so that's very convenient. And we're trying to get as many reps as we can, but there's still not a lot of opportunity because we're starting to travel a little more with AEW since they've loosened up the guidelines, and we're devoting more time to that than anything. He's going to be doing some signings and stuff with me. So we'll get as much ring time as possible. That's for sure.
Good. Thanks for sharing that story with us. Always interesting and good to hear your perspective too, because you just don't know how you would react because you've lived the business. You said it. This is a very tough business. What are you going to say to a son who looks at you and says, "I want to do it"? Do you say, "Kid, no, you don't," or do you encourage him? So I think that's.
Well, he's got a degree to fall back on.
There you go.
He's a smart kid. He's a good kid. He's respectful. Anybody that spends 10 minutes around him will, be glad that they did meet him. He's even if he is my son, he's a much better person than I am. Let me put it to you that way.
All right. So Nap Shack, the word of wisdom is maybe look into a nice wrestling school and that could help you out there. My
Yeah,
goodness.
I'll slam you somewhere. If you locate a ring, I'll come over and slam you and see what that. I don't know if
That's therapy.
you're an intense person, but that's my therapy. I'll put you on the Anderson couch. Maybe I'll Spinebuster you. We'll see. See if it was a good day going on.
The Arn Anderson School of Therapy, baby.
It has a tendency to turn you into a nice guy.
There you go.
Just like that.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.